Greetings and welcome to another building showcase. I am Darkling and today we are going to check out my Bastion build on Ragnarok. This is a recovered save off MidnightVictoria's subserver, so let's stick around and let's have a look around. As per usual, we're going to start this one in the air so we can have a look around. So this is the land side of the build. So the idea of the Bastion build was to make it so that when you approached it by land, it looked like a heavy duty fortification, but from the seaside it was a little bit more open. So currently I am on an RG and we're looking backwards over the structure. So let's have a bit of a nosy round. As you can see, I have my pretty standard now taming pen. This is a single story one. I didn't need a two-story one on this particular build. And I don't know if you guys will know the area we're currently in. Let's see if I can look at the map. Okay, so we're down the bottom left there. This is Ragnarok if you hadn't caught that part. So if we spin around and come around to the other side. Now this bird's a bit slow, bear with me. Okay, so this is the other side of it. So the other side is rather open. Most of it is actually just a hangar for storing all the critters, and the main structure in the middle here that is suspended above the water, that is actually the base itself. So you can see there's a lot of Rexes in here. I've actually removed a whole bunch. There are 10 Gladiator Rexes that have been sent to somebody else's base while I was doing this recording because it was really full. I'd been doing a lot of breeding and yeah. So let's have a land in the middle. So if you were to teleport into my base, this is where you'd end up. So this is going to be where we start. And if we look around, there is quite a bit of space in here. So we'll start down this end. Actually, no, change my mind. Let's start in the actual base. Okay, so at the moment, it is suspended above the water, so the pin down here is obviously for all the water tames. There is glass all through here that you can't see, just to hide it and add support for the structure above. So it's pretty straightforward, pretty standard with a lot of my builds now, having the taming pin, the water pin associated with the base as foundations. I really actually quite like that kind of structure. So if we come up here into the main entrance, this is the main landing with all the crafting and storage. My storage is pretty basic these days. When I say basic, it's pretty much the same all the way around through a lot of my bases, and there isn't a lot of variation these days. Although this one I do think looks a little bit less than some of the other ones I've done. There's a little bit less shaping around the actual storage units, but it looks pretty tidy. It looks pretty tidy. So it looks like we've got some stuff up here. Now, like I said before, I have not explored this base for quite some time, so just tidying things up, I found things that I didn't remember. I actually forgotten that there was bookcases up here. So this is basically just my little library above the main area. We'll drop down. I think the bottom section of this is actually empty. I think this was going to be a bedroom, but I never actually filled it out. Okay, this is where my generator is, which looks like it is not currently running. I'm guessing I've got a tech generator somewhere. I don't know. Oh, wait, there it is. Okay, so we do have a tech generator still. So if we come back up here, let's go past the main level. And, okay, this is where the actual bedroom ended up. Okay, so there's the main cooking area and kitchen, same deal really. There is a fly entrance here. Now there is actually a glass, I don't know if you guys can see it on the recording, there is actually a glass structure here that is very hard to see just for landing on. This is just for getting in and out and sort of grabbing kibble and whatnot. And above here is the preserving room and extra storage. So I needed some extra refrigeration, brewery, and my preserving bins. So that's stored above here. And if we carry on up the stairs, we'll end up in the greenhouse. Now, this is the very first instance that I actually made the stacked greenhouse. So I've done a tutorial, you've probably seen it in a couple of my builds. This is actually, I do believe, the first place I built it. All these do actually have 300% greenhouse effect. I've got all this overlay turned off because there's so many critters around here. It's a little bit distracting. And obviously, nice big area here. I kind of like this base. This is actually a really fun base to have played from. I played on this for a long time, like a very, very long time. So there's nothing else. This one here. So we'll head down here. Now, I don't know if you guys have noticed, as I've been running around, you'll see hidden in random places around the base little clowns. Now, there was a little bit of a server event on this server, my own doing. So everybody said that I was always the troublemaker, and I'm generally not the troublemaker, but I got accused of it enough by my friends that I decided to actually cause some trouble. So I caused the clown apocalypse. Now, as you would have noticed when we went up here, I do have clown guards. My clown theme is definitely prevalent in my builds. I put miniature clowns through everybody's bases and challenged them to find them all. And there was a lot of clowns, like a lot of clowns. Okay, here. That's one of the backpacks. Yep. Okay, so this is actually the storage for all the sheep. I was making some, breeding some monkeys for backpacks. I'll get to that a little bit later. So here is obviously the industrial forges. Now we'll head across to this side. This is actually the breeding area. These are all my breeding dinos. Well, not all of them. A lot of all my breeding rexes. The Thylaco here, there is actually a few here that I use primarily. Others are just for breeding. And the breeding stuff's actually down here. So they've got a little trough here. I think that's actually a standard trough with a short range, so that other critters around the place don't actually strip it out. My mutator and my little hatchery is built into a little alcove there, as well as the fridges. You'll notice I like the adobe. I think the adobe looks amazing. I really, really like it. It's a little bit annoying for like some maps you have to actually spawn it in. So obviously this is flyer storage, and if we carry on around, there is more flyer storage above. And that's all the flyer storage there. Now, we're not going to go across the main flyer deck right now. We'll go back down. Take a shortcut if we can. Okay, and we'll head into here. Now, as you saw in the intro, I have a strip club. Yeah. So on top of the strip club is just a landing area. Whoop, bit of lag there. A bit of a landing area so that people can come visit. There is access also to get up onto the main base. There's a bit of shape involved in this one. This is a non-round base. I've done a lot of round builds, so this was kind of built as a kind of detracting from that. So as you can see, this is the strip club. With obviously the stage that we started on for the intro. We have little alcoves around the place. So this is another one of those builds that I actually incorporated another few mods. I normally don't use extra mods. I usually just use S+. I got some dancers up the top there. If we have a look in the back here is a little bit of a bar. These are the cupboards that L360 came up with. I used that on one of my other builds in another strip club as it goes. So the one that Mazion toured had that particular kind of cupboard, and I was really stoked with it, so I reproduced it. If we come upstairs, there's nothing really up here other than just where the dancers are in the cages, just having a bit of a dance. So to head back down. I really actually like how the strip club came out. Turned out pretty good. So the poles are just pipes, and I put them up through the adobe little overhang there. I added that little overhang to hide the tops of the pipes. They have to attach to something, and I wanted a glass roof, so I had to like hide the tops. But it came out pretty good. We follow through. This is where the dancers have their little powder room. Nothing major, just a little something. Oh, is that another little clown there? Okay. So there are clowns everywhere. When I did the clown apocalypse, I didn't just do everybody else's base. I did my own as well. Head back into the main base and head on to the other side. So over here, just more mounts, and there's a prison facility up there, and general storage. Prison facility. Oops. Yeah, don't try and break out. So again, this is pretty standard across a lot of my builds. I like making a little prison. It's multiple. Hello, little clown. It's multiple stories. I've always got space for prisoners. Not a problem. Why am I getting stuck here? There's nothing here to get stuck on. Okay, something's over that side a little bit. I don't know what that is. If we carry on upstairs, this is actually closed in. This is actually a sloped wall. Obviously can't see it. There's nothing really up here except for backpack storage. Now, you'll notice there are 2 monkeys up here. Now, these are 2 of about 6 I used to have, and I don't know what happened to the others. This is an old save game, so they probably died off. Let's see if we can access one. So this was the taming backpack. I've got a melee backpack. I've got a whole lot of different kinds. One had scuba, and you know, it was designed that because we've got the much more awesome is it much more awesome? It's just an awesome teleporters. I think it's awesome teleporters. We have an ice cream brand here called Much More. Really good. So what I did is I have the trackers on the monkeys, and the trackers allow you to teleport any dino with a tracker on it to you. And this is the receiving pad, so I would teleport a monkey to me, swap my gear over, put the old gear on back on the monkey, teleport it back here, and I effectively was able to quick swap all my gear. So if I decided to do some taming, I would bring out the taming monkey, drop anything off I didn't need, send that back, and I had plenty of tranks and whatnot. So this is the top flyer deck. This is the one that we were looking at from the other side. It's big enough for some wyverns up here. We've got the quits on the other side. I'm not sure what this is. Okay, this is the down to get underneath. We can go on the very, very top of the build, but there's not really anything up there. It's more just open space. Essentially, I could use it for storage if I really needed to, but it wasn't really required. As far as it goes, it's a pretty decent build. I do like it. I enjoyed playing from it a lot. Now, I have admin on at the moment, so let's... Okay, we got the fly there. So we'll just land here. This is my Quetzal cage for this particular server. So those of you who know me, I like to do a Quetzal build. This one is quite nice, quite tidy really. There's a few aspects of it that are a little bit funky, but it's worked out pretty well. So usually I only have a little railing around the top of these things, but railings, yeah, I fall off. Like, I jump around a lot and it's really easy to fall off, so I decided to go with actual walls on this one. The stone wall there, that section is actually empty. The stone is to symbolize where the Quetzal would come through, put the wall back in place, and the Quetzal's not going anywhere. Obviously a hole in the floor to access the actual Quetzal so we can pilot it. And if we've got a Quetzal sitting on the floor there and I really had to move, I could come down here and actually access it from here. So we'll head back the other direction. I'm not sure what that... Oh, that's a storage box from when I did a tutorial on a raft taming pen. And this one here, I believe, is my mobile outpost. This was just for taming and other random bits. Looks like I've got a S+ collector for collecting eggs as I'm flying around. Now I'm pretty sure, oh, yeah, there we go. We have 2 storage boxes hidden under the platform here. Can't seem to access that one. Nothing in them at the moment. I've actually done a couple of builds like this where I've got stuff hidden underneath the floor. Worked out pretty well for shooting out of. So I use this for taming as well. So anything that I could tame from the air and just shoot out the door. This was really handy. So as far as it goes, that is pretty much this build. So that is the Bastion build. I really enjoyed this base. It was a lot of fun to play from. There is a few more things on the server that I will be recording today. I don't know if it'll be coming out at the same time as this video. We'll see what happens. If you haven't already, there's a subscribe button above. If you want to hit that button to get alerts when I go live, when I post a video. There is a notification icon up there as well that will let you know if I've posted a video. Apparently you need to do the both. Like the video if you haven't already, and there will be a link in the description below for both my Discord and my Twitch. So if you want to see me live stream, I will be picking Ark back up very shortly, but I've been playing in Atlas primarily. Otherwise, take care, and as always, enjoy your building.